Hi everyone, good afternoon. Hope you've all had a good morning so far. I've left a playlist in the chat box if you want to listen to some music while we practice today. Or if you've got any of your own music that you'd like to listen to, please feel free to set that up. We're going to be moving through an energizing Hatha. And typically Hatha has long, strong holds, but today we'll be doing a little bit of more movement before the holds just to get really warm and energized. So just to give you a heads up. Let's get on our mats. Hi, Rebecca. And if anyone has any injuries or conditions I should know about, do just leave me a little message there. Okay, so coming to sit or kneel, whatever is preferred. And do feel free to grab any cushions to perch on if that's more comfortable for you. The sound is working, right? Yeah. Just had a minor panic then. Okay. So come to land on your mat. Let the eyes close down when you're ready. Let's turn our gaze inward. And begin to feel the sensations of your breath moving through your body. See if you can lengthen your inhale and lengthen your exhale so they're roughly equal length. Feel that soothing power within you, softening all the edges. And just to release now, we're going to lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and on a big exhale, we're going to drop and let go. Big inhale to lift up and squeeze. Big exhale to let go. One more. And then just give your face a little shake out. Maybe shake through the shoulders, through the chest, through the arms. Just let go of anything that's not serving you right now, any tension that you might be holding in the upper body. And then we're going to bring our hands to our heart center to settle again. Big breath in, feeling that heart underneath your thumbs, nestling your thumbs into your sternum. And use this opportunity to set yourself a little intention, a wish or reminder, whatever helps you remember why it is you've come to your mat to practice today, and what it is you wish to gather home for yourself. Home in our own body. And just let that intention or mantra, your sankalpa, just settle in with a few more rounds of breath. Really let it solidify in your mind's eye and in your heart center. Now just noticing your spine and bringing any more length to that column if you can. Reaching up through the crown of the head and grounding down through the tailbone. And all that space in between is nice and tall and proud. Now let's interlace the fingers so our hands clasp together. This reminds me of when we would pray at school. And just feel the palms really sucking together. Hold your hands closely and firmly, close to your heart. And then from here, on your next exhale, we're going to push the hands forwards and spread the palms as we sink the spine back to round, dropping the chin in. Inhale to come back to that tall spine, thumbs return to your heart center. Exhale, push it out, roll it out. Inhale to lift. 3 more. Last one. Hold and pause. And then on your next inhale, we're going to push the hands, before we push the hands, we're going to switch the interlace of our fingers so it feels a little bit different. And then we're going to push the hands skyward. As we exhale, we'll round and push the arms forwards. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round and dome the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Concave, squeeze the navel in. Inhale, lift. Last one. Inhale, pull the heart up and forwards, and then we'll drop the hands around the back of the head. So the elbows are nice and wide and the armpits are really open. Feel that broadness across your chest, your collarbones, and the elbows reach east to west. Feeling really active in the arms here. But try to release the head into your hands. Get familiar with that sensation of dropping the weight into your hands. And then we'll start to roll the head with our hands. And the elbows follow. So just applying a gentle amount of pressure to support your head in rotating through the neck. Once you've been one way a few times, be sure to go the other way too. And try and keep the face relaxed here. No need to grip or tighten or clench. Try to relax. And then we'll come back to a nice tall spine and neck. And we'll inhale the arms to lift again. We'll stay rooted through our sitting bones into our heels, and we'll just gently start to tip our weight over to the left side. Or the right, because I'm not mirroring you. Whichever way you went is great. We'll do the other way too. Feel that nice long stretch through the side body. Big breaths in and out. Big inhale to reach back through center. Big exhale down to the other side. Try to close the eyes whenever you can to invite that gaze inward. tuning into the sensations of your body, listening, observing. One more big breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release the hands, and we'll come over to our tabletop position. So just give the legs a little tap out and a little shake through the hips. And then we'll find a nice alignment through our tabletop. So our shoulders are stacking the wrists and the knees are being stacked by the hips. Again, creating that length through the spine. Activate through the belly. So it's squeezing up towards the navel, squeezing up towards the spine. And then from here, we're just going to start to rotate the hips. So draw circles with the hips. And as a result, you'll draw circles over the wrists as well. Close the eyes, soften the face, or soften your gaze at least to the top of your mat. And find some nice smooth fluidity in your movement. Once you've been one way a few times, let's go the other way too. And then coming back to center when you're ready. Big breath, filling the belly. Big breath out, squeezing navel to spine. Pressing into the left hand, and we're going to reach the right arm up. Twisting our body open. One more big breath here. Then we're going to take a big full rotation with the right arm. Reach it all the way around before landing it back down. Pause, breathe. Pour the weight into the right hand, reach the left arm up. Keep pushing the ground away with the contact that you have. So press through the right hand, both knees, shins, and feet. Reach up, stretch up. Then we're going to rotate the left arm all the way around again before landing it back on the floor. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to curl the toes under. We're going to lift up into our plank pose. So just find your nice long line of energy in your plank. We'll be here for 3 big breaths. Welcome that fire to the core. Zip the bum, zip the inner thighs. Last big breath here. And then we'll tip the hips up towards the sky, finding our downward facing dog and pedaling the legs, bending one knee at a time as you pedal the opposite heel down. And then we're going to turn the feet. So both feet turn towards the right side, and you get this juicy stretch through the right side of the body as the left side compresses. And then inhale back to center. Twist both feet over to the left. Stay calm and steady with your breathing. And then inhale back to center into your downward facing dog. Keep pressing through the fingertips and the base underneath the pads of your knuckles. And try to prioritize lengthening the spine here. So don't worry about whether the heels come to the floor. Just keep lifting the hips high, sending the chest through. And then slowly we'll shift forwards back into our plank pose. And then slowly lower the knees. Release the toes. We'll inhale the chest up to our cow pose. So try and find a dip in the lower back, arching here, lifting the chest up, the heart forwards, sending the sitting bones to spread wide behind you. Push into your hands a little bit more as you round the spine now, tucking everything in and then sending your hips back down towards your heels. Relax your head and your neck. Inhale, pull forwards. Elevate the heart, lift the chin. And keep that activation through your belly. Breathing calmly, strong and steady. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And try and find that sense of compression or squeezing through the shoulder blades behind you. And now we're going to reverse that feeling. So fill the back body with breath. And then exhale to sink back. Keep the back nice and spread open. Wide through the lower back. Cool. And now we're going to lift forwards again, back to our tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes. We're going to lift the hips back into our downward facing dog. From here, we're going to press into the left foot and reach the right leg high into our three-legged dog. Keep both hips nice and square. Keep the toes flexed so that the heel is driving up towards the sky. On your next exhale, we're going to draw the knee in towards the chest, hover, and try and draw the knee towards the nose. Next inhale, land the right foot between the hands. Feel nice and grounded and steady before lifting up to cactus arms. Stay buoyant on that left foot, so you've got a little bounce. And then the right knee stacking the right ankle, elbows shoulder height, nice and wide, hands spreading. Heart lifting, chin lifting too. From here, we're going to lower down the hands either side of the right foot and then send that right leg as long as we can make it. So don't worry if it's not completely straight, just working your way towards straightening, drawing that right knee behind you and the left, sorry, not knee, the hip, the right hip backwards and the right hip forwards. Other way round. Sorry, guys. I'm all flummoxed. Right. Your right hip goes back and the left hip draws forwards energetically. Try to soften here. Soften the heart. Soften the head. Soften the face. Now bend into the right knee. And we're going to lift the left foot off the floor. So just bend the knee so that the heel draws towards the bum. If you need to use blocks here, please feel free to grab them, or if you've got big books instead to help you stay balanced. And then we're going to send that left leg all the way up towards the sky, folding towards the leg in our standing splits. Keep breathing, keep sending the foot up. And then on the next exhale, land that left foot all the way back into a nice wide stance. We're going to turn the left foot 90 degrees so it's perpendicular to the right. From here, we're going to push into the feet and lift all the way up into our warrior two. Adjust your stance if necessary so you feel the right level of energy engaging through your legs. Sometimes it takes a few adjustments to get that right level of intensity, not pushing beyond our means, but finding a real juicy level of engagement. Arms expand wide, shoulder height. Maybe check in with that back arm and just to be sure it's not flagging. Keep it lifted. And then we'll rotate through the wrists. And then from here, we're going to extend the right leg, and we're going to start to shift our weight into the left knee. So bend down into the left knee. The right foot can lift off. The left heel might be elevated like me, or it might be down on the floor, depending on your anatomy and your flexibility in your calves and Achilles. So from here, we'll push the left arm into the left leg, and we'll reach the right arm up. You can use that left hand on the floor to balance if you need to. One more big breath here. And then slowly releasing the right hand. And we'll use both hands now to press into the floor and come up into a wide-legged stance with the toes pointing in, pigeon-toed, ever so slightly, so the heel's out. From here, we're going to take the hands to the lower back. Try to create a halfway lift for your spine. So you're extending through the spine, nice and flat. Crown of the head is reaching forwards. The gaze is down. And just notice your weight through your feet here. Shifting into the toes, shifting into the heels, finding somewhere centered. Now interlace the fingers. Draw them up behind you so the chest puffs forwards towards the floor, and then exhale to fold over. Try to drop the crown of the head towards the mat in between your feet, in the middle. And then releasing the hands, bring the left hand under the face, and we'll reach the right arm up to twist open. Exhale, release the right hand, swap them over. Inhale the left. Slowly release the left hand, and then we're going to turn the heels inwards so that the toes are pointing on the diagonal. And we're going to start to sit into a goddess squat here. So the knees are tracking directly over the ankles. Take a couple of breaths to settle. And then we'll bring the hands into the heart center. We'll inhale the arms up. We'll exhale them back down. So stay rooted through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms, open the chest. Exhale, sink down through the tailbone. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, sinking down. One more. Keep the hands in the heart center. Now pick the heels off the floor. Breathe steady, hold steady. See if you can lower ever so slightly that bit more. And then gently release the heels. We'll extend the legs. We'll turn that left foot back to its perpendicular angle to the right foot. We'll bend back into the right knee. We'll extend the arms up and open. Flip the palms. Inhale to reach the hands up and extend the right leg. Exhale to come back down to open. Inhale up. Exhale to open. Inhale up. Exhale to open. Keep going with your own rhythm of breath. And like I said before, if you need to adjust your feet so your stance is wider or shorter, please feel free to do so. Be mindful that your hips are aiming to be to the long side of the mat. but without jeopardizing the knee. So keep the knee tracking forwards over the ankle. We'll take 2 more. Gathering momentum and energy with our arms and with our breath. And then we'll stay open and hold. Keep pushing down back through the pinky toe side of the left foot. Both thighs are engaged. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Feel the expanse of your chest and your arms reaching in either direction. From here, we're going to revolve all the way over towards that right foot. Pivot on the left foot so you're back on the ball of the foot, and then we'll send the right leg long. Hold in our plank pose for 3 breaths. Just notice if it feels like your hips are dipping here or your bum is raised. Try to find that nice, long, strong, straight spine. One more big breath. And then we'll lower the knees. We'll sink our heels, sink our bum down back over our heels, untuck the toes, and relax the forehead to the floor. Take 3 big, soothing breaths here. Calm the body into the ground. And then when you're ready, we'll activate through the palms. We'll lift the hips off the heels, untuck the toes, and lift the hips back to our downward facing dog. 3 big joyful breaths here. Shimmy and shake, twist and turn, however feels good in your down dog. On the next big inhale, we'll shoot the left leg high, hips nice and square, 3-legged dog. Next exhale, bend the knee, draw it under the chest, dome the spine up to the sky so you've got space underneath to close everything into one another. From here, we'll land the left foot between the hands. Take a moment to stabilize before inhaling up to lift. Cactus arms. You can take your stance a little bit wider if you feel unsteady. Just shuffle the left foot out to the left side. See if you can just clench and open your hands a few times, just to get that energy into the hands. Keep lifting the chest open and forwards. Big breaths. From here, we're going to slowly bow down. So bring your hands either on your blocks or either side of your foot, and stay on the ball of the right foot. We'll just begin to send that left leg as long as feels good. So you can release to bend the knee and then begin to straighten again. And then when it feels good for you, staying still just for a few breaths, drawing the right hip forwards and the left hip back so that they feel more squared off. And then begin to soften your upper body so it drapes over the leg. Now we'll bend into that left knee so that we can pick the right foot off the floor, trying to straighten the left leg if we can, and just kicking the heel of your right foot towards the right glute. Now we're going to extend that leg all the way up to the sky, standing splits. Explore what feels good for you here. Don't push beyond what feels good. One more big breath. And then with all that length in the legs, we're going to take a nice big lunge backwards and pivot on that right foot to open out to our warrior two on this side. So that first initial lunge might not have been wide enough, or it might have been too wide. So just have a little exploration of what feels good, what level of intensity feels good for your legs. Just make sure you can feel them working. Hips directing towards the long side of the mat. But don't worry if they're on a diagonal. As long as your left knee is stacking the left ankle, we'll be avoiding injury there. Take a few rotations through the wrists. And then slowly we'll start to bend into that right knee and lift that left foot off the mat. Get nice and balanced here, pressing that right upper arm or forearm into the right knee and reaching the left arm up. Balancing that hand off the floor if you feel steady, knowing that it's right there if you need to go back to it. Good. Slowly lower that left hand. And then with our hands, we'll push up to our wide stance with our legs. So pigeon the feet again so the toes are pointing in and the heels are pointing out. And start to fold over. Hands can come in that nice straight line with your feet. And just use your hands to guide the fold to that level of depth that feels good for you. Keep the hips high and keep sending the sitting bones to spread. And I'll look at the camera under my legs. Hello. Take one more big breath here. And then bring the hands to the lower back. We'll inhale halfway. Elbows reaching up to the ceiling. Maintain this strength through your core, holding you here. Strength in your legs. And we'll interlace the fingers the opposite way to last time. Reach them up to the sky. And then exhale, fold again. Last big breath in your fold. Inhale all the way up. Turning the heels at the last moment. So now the toes are on the diagonal, pointing to each corner of the mat. Send the hips down. We'll lift up into cactus arms. And we'll just start to tilt our left elbow towards our left thigh. But maintain the shape of your cactus. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to left. Keep moving like this. Feeling that nice side stretch through the myofascial line. One more on each side. And then bring the palms to the top. Press them together to connect. Lift the heels off the ground. Squeeze the sitting bones down. Big, strong, joyful breaths. Last breath here. Inhale to straighten the legs. Turn the right toes, turn the left toes. So we're back to warrior 2 legs and warrior 2 arms. We'll gain some energy again through the arms. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push down. Straightening the leg when you come to the top with your hands, but try not to lock them out completely. Two more. And then hold. Either close the eyes or soften the gaze over that middle finger on the left hand. Feel into the power of your warrior. Really powerful legs. Proud, strong, open upper body. Last big breath here. And then we'll revolve the arms to cartwheel over. Hands come either side. And then we'll send that left leg long. And in our plank, we'll just start to lift our feet one at a time. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Good. And now we'll come back to our down dog. 2 hands, 2 feet. 3 big breaths here to reset. And now slowly, slowly, we'll lower the knees down to the floor with control. Keep the toes tucked. We'll have the knees about hip distance apart. And just make sure that you feel nice and comfy here. Maybe placing a blanket under your knees, if not. And we'll bring the hands now to the outside, to the back, the lower back, across the sacrum. Elbows turning to the back of the mat. Feel your shoulders rolling back, chest lifting up and forwards. We'll start to tilt the hips forwards to lean back into our camel pose. Two more smooth, calm breaths. And then gently draw the spine back to a neutral position. Release the arms, let them feel loose. And we'll do another round, either having the hands on the lower back again, or maybe this time reaching for the backs of the heels. So whichever feels best for you, take that option. And it's okay to have a try, feel, no, it's not right, and come back. Find your way into your back bend that's comfortable and challenging, but still comfortable. 2 more big breaths. And then gently inhale to come upright. Release the toes. And we'll sink down into the heels. Send the knees wide as feels good. And we'll release back into our child's pose. After compressing the lower back, this should feel really nice. So keep sending your sitting bones over the heels, earthing behind you. And keep reaching the arms forwards, creeping the fingertips ever so slightly. Maximize the breath here. Release the head, maybe rock the head from side to side to massage your forehead. Taking 2 more breaths here to release. Now begin to activate through the hands. Walk yourself back. We'll turn the feet from underneath so that we can sit down. And we're just going to make sure that we feel nice and even across the sitting bones. So draw the knees together and then just start to walk your tiptoes so that eventually they float and your weight tips back. Take your arms really underneath the legs so you've got a nice hug going on. We want to squeeze the thighs towards the chest. Try to relax the shoulders and point the toes. Feel the front of the feet stretch. From here, we're going to try to lift the left leg and then gently release. Now go for the right leg and release. We'll keep going like this. So inhaling to lift up. Big exhale to release down. Go at your own rhythm, your own pace of breathing. Encouraging length in the breath and marrying the movement up wherever possible. Try to keep that thigh and chest connection, or at least belly connection. Keep squeezing them. And now we're going to attempt lifting them both together. So you can either hover them here, so the shins and calves are parallel with the floor, toes are pointing, or maybe you want to extend them both up. Keep looking beyond your big toes. Find that connection in the belly and the legs. Squeeze, keep the chest lifted, spine nice and long. 2 more breaths. And then gently, gently release. So now we'll just hug the arms around the shins and find a nice tight ball. Drop the head down towards the knees. Sorry, whenever I drop my head, I'm sure you're all hearing Darth Vader through your speakers, so I'm sorry. There's no way I can avoid the speaker situation, the mic situation. And holding my breath doesn't help. I want to promote everyone to be breathing deeply. So just take a moment here to feel really rooted through your sitting bones, feet planted on the floor, holding everything together, feeling that closeness of your body and that calmness of your breath. Slowly lifting the feet, the heels, so that we can wrap our arms back under the legs. Lifting, tipping back, keeping the chest lifted. We'll lift both legs, squeeze the inner thighs, and this time we're going to release the arms. Feel that connection still between belly and lower and upper thigh. Arms release, gaze through the middle of your toes. And then option to extend the legs here if that feels okay. Breathe 3 deep breaths. And then slowly, slowly we'll lower. And we'll take the feet hip distance apart. We'll take the hands behind us. And we're going to lift up into our reverse plank. So inhale, push through the feet and the hands. And then exhale, lower butt down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. 2 more. This time we're going to hold and lift and breathe. Sorry, I hope you can hear me okay. So try to keep elevating the hips high. Option to lift one leg up towards the ceiling and then swap it for the other. Maybe just staying with both feet on the floor, or maybe extending both feet long. Lifting the heart up to the sky, opening the throat if that feels okay for your neck. Last big breath wherever you are. Slowly, slowly we'll lower down. Shake off the wrists, give them a little swirl. Shake off the legs, shake off anything that is helpful. And then we're going to inhale the arms to lift, 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 lift. Flex the feet, and then exhale to fold over. Let the hands relax wherever they land. Let your eyes close, let the gaze roll physically and intentionally inward. Start to walk the hands either side of the legs until you come up to an upright seated position. And we're going to take the legs nice and wide. So we're going to keep the feet flexed, but take both hands either side of the left leg. And as you do that, we can twist our hips over to the left. And both feet will kind of flop with you. Inhale through center. Exhale to the other side. So you'll find that the left hip will come off the floor. The left sitting bone lifts. And then exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Keep going like this. Close the eyes if you can. Feeling that juiciness all throughout the hips. Mobilizing the sockets as we revolve through here. So we'll take one more on each side. Come back to center. Stay tall and lifted through the spine. We'll inhale both arms up. And then we'll lower the left arm to the inside of the left leg. Keep reaching the right arm up, up, up. And then exhale a little bit more to lean the arm towards that left foot. Try not to round and collapse here. Stay open through the chest. Keep reaching through the arm. Both sitting bones firmly in contact with the floor. Big breath up. Reach up, stretch up, and then exhale, right arm to right inner thigh. Keep lifting through that left arm before sending it in the direction of the right foot. Soften into the pose. Let the breath guide you there. Slow and steady. Big inhale to come back up. Draw the legs together. Exhale the arms down. And we're going to come to lie on our spines. Bend the knees as you lie down. We'll press into both feet and have them hip distance. Fingertips reach for the back of your heels. Relax the shoulders into the floor. Press into every toe and root through the heels. Inhale to lift up into your bridge pose. And then exhale to release. Do this a few times. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to release. Feeling that strength in your legs and your glutes driving you up. The breath lifts you a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, imagine sinking slowly the spine back down to the ground. Inhale to lift and elevate high. Exhale, sink and ground down. 2 more. And on your third, we'll stay lifted in a bridge pose. If you want to interlace the fingers underneath, you can roll into your shoulders so that your shoulder blades compress and lift off the floor. If you have another inversion practice that you'd like to take now, maybe a shoulder stand or wheel, please feel free to explore that option. We'll take 5 more deep breaths. And slowly release the shoulders if you're in bridge. Release your arms and then slowly, slowly release the spine. So from here, we're going to just take a few little gentle twists. So keep the feet hip distance, and on your exhale, take both knees over to the left. Inhale through center, exhale to the right. And your arms can open out into a T shape or your cactus arms, whichever you have more space for. Maybe the head wants to drop in the opposite direction of your knees. Gently rolling through the spine. When you next come back to center, we'll lift the feet off the floor and we'll hug the legs into the chest. So give yourself a nice big squeeze, really untuck the lower back so the base of the spine lifts up. Take your arms to wrap and hold yourself closely in a big, tight embrace. When you're ready, slowly, slowly, we'll release into our Shavasana. Making sure you're as comfortable as can be. Taking any props to assist you and getting really comfortable on the ground. Once you feel settled, cozy and comfy, just let your whole body relax into the ground beneath you. See if you can consciously choose to let go any tension you might be holding, physically, mentally, or emotionally. Relinquish any sense of effort. Feeling the solid, firm ground supporting you underneath your entire back body. And allowing for the entire front body to open and expand towards the sky. As you rest here, bathe in this awareness of your body and breath, calm and together. Rediscover the depth of your breath, taking a nice long inhale and a nice slow exhale. And use that breath to re-energize you from within. And then gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Find some bigger movements that might feel good for you. And then gently drawing your knees in towards your chest so that you can rock to one side. And take a big mindful breath in your fetal position. When you're ready, using your hand that's most available to you to push yourself up to a seated position. Keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft. Take a few big breaths to settle in this new shape as we started the class. And choosing how you want to bring your hands together to seal the practice. You might want to have your hands over your heart, overlapping, or maybe at your prayer, or maybe like we started with the fingers interlaced, whatever feels most comforting for you here to connect with your heart space. And just to finish, I'd like to read you a short poem by Erin Hansen called Your Home, You Are Home. If there's one thing that I may tell you, let it be, you are your home. Your body is the only house that you will ever truly own. Maybe it's got some broken windows and there are tear stains on the floors, but you lock the things you wish you weren't behind its many doors. There is a wisdom on its bookshelves and a laugh to light the rooms. There's a vase upon the table where the love you've grown all blooms. Dreams sit on the mantelpiece next to kindness and your trust. Where you use them all so often, they have no time to collect dust. So please don't look at mansions with that envy in your eyes. There's more than makes a home than its appearance or its size. Your body is your shelter, so you deserve to love it all. Don't let the world stand round outside and tell you how to paint your walls. How lucky that you have somewhere to protect you from the night. And if there's cracks left from the past, well then they just let in more light. Gently start to bow your head down towards your heart center. Take some deep breaths in gratitude for your home. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I hope you all have a lovely day. If you have any questions, please do let me know. You can either write it in the chat box now, or if you're watching on catch up, then just send us an email. I'm just going to crawl towards you. Thanks, guys. Have a lovely, lovely day, and I hope to catch you all soon. Take it easy.